relaxed and refined with rotation. Well, hello again everyone, here we are once again, another lockdown video. We were hoping it wasn't going to happen, but here we are. So this lesson is obviously based for people that come to my classes. Please be careful doing it at home. I don't want you injuring yourselves. You know your own limits, work to what's safe for you. Hold no responsibility for any injuries you may receive while carrying out this at home. This is just to give you a guide and hopefully keep you tip-top working on your Pilates while we're all locked down again. Okay, so we're going to focus a bit on rotation today. We're really trying to get our spine moving because this bit of our spine doesn't like to rotate. It's not something we do in everyday life, so that's what we're going to try and work on. We'll be doing a little bit of rotation of the hips as well, but mainly we're going to be rotating the spine. So I want you to start by standing up nice and tall. Drawing your heels together, lifting your arches slightly, wrapping your seat, really finding those glutes. Just pulling your inner thighs together, making your legs long like a Greek column. Scooping your belly in, zipping it up. Lifting your ribs away from your hips. Arms long by your side, shoulders down your back. Crown of your head to the ceiling. Take a big breath in, fill those ribs with air. And breathe it all out. Again, big breath in. And empty your lungs. Last one, big breath in. And breathe out. Okay, we're going to start with a little standing spine twist. So bring your hands into a prayer position. Glue them into your chest. I don't want your shoulders rotating. It's all about your thoracic spine. Anchor yourself from the waist down in concrete so your hips don't move at all. It's another little cheat I'll be watching out for. So think of me, think of keeping those hips still. Big breath in. Breathe out, twist those ribs round. Breathe in the center. Breathe out, twisting those ribs round. Keeping those hips anchored in the center. You shouldn't be going more than 45 degrees because your spine won't let you. If you find you're twisting around further than that, you're probably cheating. So anchoring those hips for a deeper stretch, you can think about pushing the opposite hip backwards. Last one. And into the center. Okay, we're going down onto the mat now. So you know the way to ideally do it. If it doesn't work for you, please get down on the mat sensibly as you can. One foot behind the other. Come down to the mat with control. Roll yourself down into lying. Okay. Feet, knees and thighs hip width apart. Spine relaxed. Gently lengthening your spine into the mat. Relaxing your shoulders. A couple of big breaths, pushing those ribs wide and down into the mat. Just feel yourself melting down into the mat. Going to do some pelvic rocks now. Waking up that lower spine. So scooping those bellies deep into the mat, pulling your belly button into your spine, tucking that pelvis, tipping that cup of tea over your chest and releasing it down. So the deeper you can scoop, the more movement you'll get in your hips. So really think about pulling on those tight jeans, pulling that belly button away from your clothing, finding those deep abdominal muscles. Do 3 more. And we're going to grow it into a spine curl. So this is the last one and we're going to grow it. So scooping in, tucking that pelvis and then lifting, peeling your spine off the mat, lifting your hips to the ceiling, lengthening back down, bone by bone, lengthen down into the mat. Big scoop as you peel your spine off. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Lifting those hips. Lengthening down one rib at a time. Scooping deeper to get that lower spine down before your tail. Breathing in as you peel yourself up off the mat. Stretching those knees away, lengthening that spine. Rolling down, bone by bone. 2 more. Scooping in, tuck that tail, peel, lift bone by bone off the mat. Shoulders stay relaxed. Bone by bone lengthening down, scooping in deeper to get that lower spine down before your tail. Last one. And lengthen all the way down. Okay, we're going to do some rib cage arms now. Floating your arms up to the ceiling, palms facing your knees, plugging your arms into their shoulder sockets. Scoop your belly in to keep your ribs anchored down, lengthen your arms overhead. And lift them up to the ceiling. Reaching those arms long, ribs anchored on the mat. Lifting up. Keeping those arms straight, reaching through those fingers. Making sure they stay shoulder width apart. They'll want to come wider so you can reach the floor. Don't let them do it. Scooping to keep those ribs down. We'll do 2 more. And then last one. Bringing your arms all the way down by your side. Okay, you should be all ready for your curl-ups now. Bring your feet, knees and thighs together. So gluing those heels together, lifting those arches slightly to activate those glutes. Scoop your belly in, lengthen the back of your neck, lifting your head, curl up, looking at your belly, reach through those fingers. And lengthen bone by bone, rolling down. Scooping in long through the back of your neck, looking in, reach those shoulders down and away. Lengthening down. Making sure when you curl up, your shoulders reach down your back, so they're reaching away, your collarbone stays wide. Lengthening down. 2 more, scooping in those deep abs, curling up. Keeping those t-shirts free of creases. We don't want to do any ironing. Certainly not at the moment. It's New Year. New Year's resolution. No ironing. So we've got to keep those creases out of those clothes. And rolling down. Okay, we're going to do a nice little spine twist now. So hopefully you've got a little bit more space than me. You want your arms out wide. Okay, so I'm not going to take mine too wide because my shoulder doesn't like it. So you can take your arms out wide, but mine aren't going to be as wide, okay? They just give you stability, so whatever suits your body type. And we're going to do a bit of a spine twist. To make sure your spine twists, you've got to glue your knees together and glue your heels together. If you've got a ball or a little cushion, you might want to just put it between your knees because it really focuses on gluing them together. And then you're going to take your legs over one way. So lifting your hips off, keeping your shoulders anchored, turn your hips one way. And come into the center. Turn the other way, keeping those heels and knees glued. Use those abs to lift your legs back to the center. Scooping in, reaching over. You can turn your head, look the opposite way to deepen the stretch. And come in. So it's very controlled. Your shoulders are anchored. Glue those hips and knees so one foot will come off the floor. Okay, you will be lifting the one foot off as you twist. And center. Last one. and centre. That should have given you a nice stretch down both sides. Okay, bring yourselves up into sitting. We're going to do a little exercise called rowing. So if you've been to my rotation class before, you'll know this one. So it's a bit like controlled rollback. So I want your hands just soft on your legs. This is all about tucking under here. We want to get every bit of your spine down on the mat. So deep scoop in your belly, tuck in that tail, really trying to pull that belly button down into the mat. And then sit yourself up really tall. Scooping in, tucking that tail, really lengthening that spine down. See if you can roll through your bottom. And lifting up tall as you can. Lengthen down. See if you can roll right over that bottom. Pulling those abs deep in the mat so your belly button's going in. Lifting yourself up tall. Last one, think about lengthening that tailbone down into the mat. And then lifting up tall. Okay, now you got the hang of that. We're going to row with a twist. Literal twist. Tis about rotation today. So have your arms in front, and as you roll back, you're going to twist. So keep scooping, rolling back, twisting one way. And coming back up. Remember, you're not going to twist far. So only that 45 degrees. Roll back, twisting the other way. Scooping and tucking that tail. Lifting back up to the centre. Twist and rolling back. Scoop deep, lengthening back with that twist. Should be feeling this in those obliques around about now. Rolling back. Lifting with those abs. One more each side if you've got it in you. Have a rest if you need to. Last one. And sit up tall. And then roll yourselves all the way down. Ready for the 100. So you're all at different levels with your 100. Remember, most importantly, because I'm not there to nag you, but if your neck aches, put your head down. Okay? I don't want to see or imagine that pain on your face because you're holding your neck up. Don't be a martyr. If your neck aches, put your head down. You'll get far more out of the exercise. Okay, so you've got the option of doing it with bent legs or with straight. You know your body, you know what works for you. Scoop your belly in if you're rolling up, curl up. So remember, just to the tips of your shoulder blades. Bring your knees in, squeeze in those heels to activate your glutes. Scooping in, we breathe. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight legs. 3, 4, 5. Squeezed. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pump your arms. Get warmed. Breathe in. Breathe out. Scoop deep. Hold strong. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze heels. Wrap your seat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last 10. Last 5. Draw your knees in, rest your head down. Well done. Have a little roll on your back. Take a moment to recover. And then rock yourself up. Roll up. So we've got, before we do roll up, we're going to do a twisted half roll back. You lucky people. See, it is rotation week. We're going to get as much rotation in as we can. Okay, so I need to have your arms wide for this one. If I do this, though, you're not going to see me. So I'm going to have one arm wide, but it's both arms wide, otherwise I'm going to take out my wall. I wonder if I twist around. Hey, look, how about that? Hey, see? Right, you might not be able to see my feet now. You can have your legs bent. No, I can't roll back then. Don't. Okay, So you can have your legs a bit bent if that's more comfortable for you, or you can reach them long. So we're not going to roll back too far, okay, but it's like a roll back. So your arms are wide. If that's uncomfortable on your shoulders, have them in, okay, which actually is what I'm going to do. So you can have your arms wide, but I'm going to have mine in. So again, it's all about this tucking. So we're lengthening back, and as we roll back, we're going to twist as we roll back a little way, and then we're going to come back up. Make sure you don't go too far, otherwise you're going to struggle to come up. So twist, lengthen back a little way, sit yourself up, untwist, twist the opposite way, scooping in, lengthening back, lifting up, twist the opposite way, lengthen back, scooping in, pulling that belly button down as you roll back. So notice I'm really not going back too far, because it's very hard to come back up. So last one. And sit yourself up. Well done, that's tough. Hopefully you're all feeling it here now. So before we do roll down, just have a moment to recover. So I know not all of you roll all the way down. You know if you do. I don't want any cheating and flinging because I'm not looking at you, okay? If you feel yourself flinging, think of me, okay? I'm there watching you. So no flinging. I'd much, much prefer you go back part way and come up. If you really want to develop your roll up, have a look on one of my little tips and techniques videos. That might give you some tips to help build up the strength, but that's going to take more than once a week. So give it a go. Okay, sitting up tall, reaching through your heels. So whether you want to pull your heels towards you to work your glutes or push them away, you know what works for you. Arms come up. So we're going to go down a little way to start with. Everybody just go back part way. Keep thinking about scooping that belly in and tucking it down. Lifting up. Stretch forward. Don't forget that big stretch forward. Roll it down a little bit further. See if you can get almost to your waistband. Lifting up. Stretching forward. This time, if you want to, go all the way down. Reach your arms overhead. Scoop your belly in, lift your arms, peel yourself up off the mat, and stretching forward. Scooping in, tucking back, lengthening back, reach through those heels. Arms long overhead. Lifting your arms, lifting your head, peel your spine off the mat, stretch forward over your feet. Lengthen down, bone by bone, pulling those abs in, find each vertebrae as you roll down. And again, big scoop, lifting your arms, lifting your head, peel yourself, stretching over your feet. And I want everybody to go all the way down this time, ready for one leg circle. Okay, arms come down by your side. So draw one knee in, reach the other leg long down your mat. So your toes are in line with your nose, you've got a nice straight line. Anchoring that heel in the mat, that's your anchor. Pull your leg in for a stretch. And then arms by your side, reach it to the ceiling. Now remember, don't force it straight. If you force it straight and you find it shaking like mine, I don't know whether you can see it, but it goes mental. If you can wrap your seat a bit more, think about that glute, that might help. But just have it as long as you can comfortably. Add your turn out. Scoop in, we go across and around and up. Scooping anchors your hips, cross and around and up. Scooping around and up. Last one, change direction. Out and across and up. Inner thigh round and lift. Anchor your hips on the mat. 2 more. Last one. Give it a stretch. And change legs. So reaching the other one down your centre. Check your toes are in line with your nose. Bring your other leg in. Give it a nice stretch through that hamstring. And then reaching that leg to the ceiling. Again, don't force it. We don't want all this bit stressed out. Use your glute. Add your turn out. We go across and around and up. Scooping to anchor your hips. Cross and around and up. There's a little pause on the up. Last one, change direction. Out and across and up. Keeping the work in the joint. Out and across and up. 2 more. Last one. Give that knee a good stretch. And then rock or roll yourself up for rolling like a ball. Okay. So, rolling like a ball, remember there's the easier option. Some of you are now having a go at the harder one. See what takes your fancy. If you've had a couple of weeks off, you might want to go back to the easier one. Especially if you've indulged a little at Christmas, haven't we all? So, hands either behind your thighs or in front. Okay, I'm going to go for the option my hands behind my thighs. Lift your feet and balance. So remember, we haven't sunk. This is a new year. We're lifting ourselves up. It's going to be a better year. It is. It has to be. Scooping your belly in. Watch it. Keep an eye on it. So you're lengthened all the way up to your crown and then you're looking in at your belly. Hands behind your thighs, heels glued together. Scoop that belly and keep pulling it in so deep until eventually you roll and come back up. Scoop in to roll back, scoop deeper to come back up. It's all too easy to roll back and then switch that scoop off. But you want to be pulling it in even deeper to come back up. Keeping that lovely C shape in that spine. Two to go. Scoop in as you roll back. Scoop to come up. And bring your feet down. Good, well done. Hope there weren't too many crashes as you rolled back. Ready for your abs, Sarahs? Okay, brace yourselves, people, this is going to hurt. No nice way about it. Okay, starting with single leg stretch. So reach one leg long. Remember, you're using that glute to push it away. Outside hand to your ankle, inside hand to your knee. Elbows wide, biceps working. If your neck aches, put your head down. Please, please do it with your head down if you need to. Okay, it's not that important. You've got to have that neck comfortable. Scoop your belly in, roll yourself back, take your legs with you. Okay, so you're reaching one away. And change. And change. Nice and slow. And controlled. And reach. And change. Lengthen. And reach. Pull it in. Reach it long. Last one. And then bring your knees in, rest your head down for a minute. Okay. Next up, double leg stretch. So if you are curling up, scoop your belly and curl up. Otherwise, have your head down. Heels glued together. We want those glutes working here. Hands towards your ankles. Anchor that tailbone on the mat. We reach out and swim round. Reach with your seat. Draw in with your abs. Reach and hold. Scoop it in. Lengthen out. Draw in with your abs. Squeeze those heels. Scoop it in. 2 more. Reach and swim your arms in. Last one. Draw it in. Rest your head down for a minute. Okay, bring your feet down onto the mat. And we're going to do some knee folds. So this is the classic exercise that looks really easy. And if you do it wrong, it is really easy. If you do it right, it's hard. Okay, so a couple of tricks to make sure you're doing it properly. Keep your shoulders light and relaxed. And you want to keep the foot on the mat also nice and light. Okay, no pushing off. So feet light on the mat, you've got to be pulling those abs in. Use your abs like a winch to lift one leg in and lower with control. So remember, keep your shoulders light, keep the opposite foot light. Think about all that work coming from your centre, pulling that belly button as deep into the mat as you can, pulling it away from your clothing. Your legs should be light. The work should be coming from your center. So pulling those abs into the mat. Shoulders relax. Foot light on the mat. Last one. And bring both feet down. Okay, so we've done this sometimes. We're going to do double leg lower lift. I want you to be really careful with this one, okay? It's all about anchoring your spine off the mat. I don't want any arching of the spine. Only needs to be a small movement for your abs to feel the work. If you're doing it too big, other muscles are going to start kicking in. It depends on how strong your abs are, how much you can do with this one. Okay, make 2 L's with your thumbs. Tuck them under your tailbone. That helps support your spine. Curling up if you can. If you prefer doing it with your head down, that's fine. But scoop and curl up. Bring your legs in. Now I want a diamond shape. So your knees are wide and your heels are together. So you should be able to see a diamond. Okay, then lower the thighs away and lift with your abs. Lower your thighs away and lift with your abs. I don't want any of this, okay? Your knees aren't moving. Just think about moving those thighs, lifting with your abs. Your legs should stay the same shape. You can check that your feet are and your knees aren't moving. Making sure those spines are anchored on the mat. 2 more if you can. If it's starting to hurt in all the wrong places, please stop. If your abs are hurting, keep going. And then bring your legs in. Bring your feet down. Well done. That is a tough exercise. If you've got any questions with it though, if you're not sure if you're doing it right, if you want to do this one at home, please message me. I am here. I'm obviously not teaching you. I am here, not doing very much. So if you've got any questions, do shout. I'd much rather you didn't hurt yourselves. Okay, so we've got another little rotation exercise now. So this is instead of your oblique curl-ups. So today we're going to move your legs rather than your shoulders. So you get to keep your head down for this one. Head down on the mat, arms by your side. You can take them wider for a bit of stability if you want to. So arms can be wide. So it's like the spine twist at the beginning, but a little bit more challenging. Scoop your belly in. Bring your legs into tabletop. So again, I want those knees glued together and your heels glued together. Okay. Anchoring your shoulders on the mat, we're going to take your legs over to one side. And then lift back up with your abs. So it's more challenging this time because your feet aren't on the floor. So take it over one side, back to the center using those abs. Take it over, keep those knees glued together, make sure that hip lifts off. So I don't want sliding, okay, no sliding of your legs. Glue them together, lift that hip off, anchoring your shoulders. Using those abs to lift those legs back to the center each time. Should be feeling this in your obliques. 1 more each side. Last one. Into the center. And bring your feet down. Well done everyone. That's your abs series done. Have a nice stretch. Wherever you feel you need to stretch it out. And then bring your arms by your side. Turn your head, look over one shoulder. Turn and look over the other shoulder. Stretching out that neck. If you reach the opposite shoulder away, you get a nice big stretch. So reach the opposite shoulder down away from your neck. And then then draw a little circle on the ceiling with your nose. Let it get bigger, stretching that neck out. Make sure your head stays on the mat. Change direction. And come all the way into the centre. And then rock or roll yourself up for spine stretch forward. So sitting up tall, reaching through those heels. So if you need a block, if you haven't got one at home, go grab a book. Pause your video, grab a big book and sit on that. Okay, you might have found that you've tightened up a bit. So I want you sitting right up on your sit bones. So you're sitting really tall. So none of this. Okay, you don't want this curved here. You want to be set right up tall. If you're not sure where it is, bend your legs, tip that pelvis forward, sit up really tall. See if you can then straighten your legs. If you're finding as you straighten your legs you sink back, you need to either do it with your legs bent or do it with a block. Okay, so you're sitting up tall, feet to hip width. Reaching through your heels, arms float up. So if you're still on cocktails, go for a cocktail. I think maybe a coffee in the new year, although with this year, who knows. So sit up tall, reach through your crown, big breath in. Breathe out, pull those abs back, aim your head to between your knees as you pull those abs back, stretch that spine. And restack, sitting up really tall. Make sure you come back to that tall place each time. Breathing in, breathing out, pulling those abs back, stretch that spine, aiming your head for your knees. Breathing in, restacking yourself up really tall as if you're sat against a wall. You can do it against a wall if you like, it's quite challenging. Big breath in, breathe out. You want to keep that lower spine on the wall by pulling those abs back. And breathe in, sit tall. 2 more. Big breath in, breathe out, pull those abs back, stretching back. Breathing in, lengthening up. Making sure you're still sat up really tall, you haven't slumped back. Last one. Pulling your abs back, heading is aimed for your knees, keeping those shoulders down. Breathing in as you sit up tall. Good. Relax your arms and legs for a minute before we do saw. Okay, I'm going to spin round to show you saw. Otherwise I'm going to get in a mess. So we're going to really break saw down today because we're talking about rotation. So we want to make sure we really focus on the rotation of your ribs. It's all too easy just to twist with your shoulders because they're quite mobile. But we want to think about twisting your ribs around, okay? They're not going to want to do it, but that's the bit you need to be moving. So again, sitting up tall. We want to be right up on those sit bones, lengthening up. Reaching those feet, they're more like slightly wider than the mat where your feet are. So you're sitting up really tall. So we're going to do it really slowly. So you're lengthening up, arms wide. Twist those ribs around. Make sure those ribs are moving. And then saw, saw, saw. Sit up tall, then untwist. Big breath in, breathe out, twist the other way. And reach and saw, saw, saw. Sit up, then untwist. Focus on that twist as you twist your ribs. And reach, reach, reach. Sitting up, then untwist. Twist and reach, reach, reach. Sitting up, untwist. One more each side, twist and reach. Looking behind. Sitting up, untwisting. Last one, twist those ribs. Reach, reach, reach. Sit up tall and untwist. Hopefully you found a nice twist in your middle. Okay. So rolling onto your fronts now, ready for swan. So rolling down onto your mat. I can't see you, so you haven't had to make it pretty. I'm sure none of you did the beautiful transitions that we know. Okay. Legs reaching long behind you, hands by your shoulders. Scoop your belly off your mat, pushing your tailbone away. Push your marble away with your nose, lift your chest, reach your shoulders down your back, try and get your shoulders into your back pockets. And then lengthen down, bone by bone by bone. And again, breathing in, Push that tailbone away, scooping and breathe out as you lift up. And lower, lengthening. See if you can get your forehead further down. This time we're going to add a neck roll. So scoop your belly in, push your tail away, lifting up, reaching those shoulders down. Look over your left shoulder, down and around to the right, to the centre, to the right, down and around to the left, to the centre, and lengthen all the way down. Sit yourselves back in rest position, pulling your abs off your thighs. 3 big breaths, filling those ribs with air. Last one. And then coming back on all fours for thread the needle. So hopefully most of you have done this one with me. So it's a lovely rotation exercise and depends on your flexibility how far you can go with this one. Okay, so knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Pulling your belly in, you're going to reach one arm wide and then you're going to thread it through between your hand and your leg, bending that supporting arm. See if you can get your shoulder down on the mat, find a stretch, and then lifting back up and coming back in. So take the other arm wide, threading it through, bending that supporting arm, bringing your shoulder down onto the mat, stretch, and lifting up, and bring your hand down. Reaching wide, scooping and bend that supporting arm, find that twist, see if you can thread through as far as you can. Coming up, changing sides. Thread that needle, see how far through you can get. Get your shoulder down on the mat if you can. And lifting up. One more each side. Reach it wide. Thread it through. Coming up. Last one, reach out. Thread it through. Lift it up. And sit back and have a rest position, have a stretch. And then turn yourself onto your back for shoulder bridge prep. Hello, this is my able assistant. She's a bit loud because she's deaf, so she can't hear herself. She's also a bit senile. Okay, so we're going to do spine twist with We're going to do shoulder bridge with a twist. So it's like you've got sand in your pockets and you need to tip it out. So I'm going to show you before you start. So stay in a position where you can see me. So shoulder bridge, feet, knees and thighs together. So I want you to watch me first, okay? This is the idea with this. Arms long by your side, shoulders relaxed. So heels squeeze, this is all about your glutes. Breathing in, lift your hips. Okay, make sure that seat is wrapped and it's just a little twist of the hips. And twist. And twist. So your ribs are kind of still, it's just your hips twisting. Okay, and then lengthen and roll down, bone by bone by bone. Chances are you might get cramp, I was just on the edge there. So, you know, don't panic if you do, happens to the best of us. Okay, so if everybody's ready, legs together, arms by your side, big breath in, lift those hips up to the ceiling. Wrapping your seat, we're going to twist, 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 centre and then lengthen. Bone by bone, scooping and rolling down through each bone as you roll down. How many got cramp? Do you need to recover? Take a moment. Breathing in, lift your hips. Wrapping that seat more. The more you can wrap your glutes, it'll help. As you twist, 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 twist. It's not a big movement. Lengthen down, bone by bone, rolling down. Last one. Scooping in, big breath in, push your hips up, wrapping your glutes as we twist. 2, 3, 4, into the center, and roll it all the way down. Okay, come up into sitting, and we're going to do a spine twist before we do our side kick series. So I'm going to spin round again, but stay where you are, so you can see me. So I want you sat up tall. Now, depending on what stretches and what doesn't in your body, you might be more comfortable with your legs bent. I want you sat right up on those sit bones again. If you find it easy to sit with your legs out straight, go with your legs out straight. If you need to bend them, bend them. Again, same as all the other twisting, I want your knees glued together and your heels glued together. Again, if you want to put a little cushion there to help hold on to it, by all means feel free. But I want your legs long, I want you sat up really tall. Okay. So lengthening up, bring your arms wide like in saw. And again, this is all about the ribs twisting. So big breath in. Breathe out as you twist and twist. And come back to the centre. Make sure those heels don't move. As you twist and twist into centre. It's not a bounce. It's a twist and twist further into the centre. Now you want to make sure your spine is long. I don't want you twisting in this shape, okay? So sitting up tall. If you need your block, get your block. So breathe out as you twist, twist, and centre. You want to imagine you're getting higher each time you twist. The last one. Into the centre and bring your arms down. Okay, lie yourself down. And we're going to do some arm openings before we do our side kick series. So with arm openings, you want your legs as if you sat in a chair. So you're at right angles all the way down. So you've got a spine, then you've got a right angle along your hips, then a right angle down your calves. So your arm is long if you've got your head cushion or a little towel, you can place it there. Your other arm comes long in front. So your hips and knees are stacked, okay? So you're not all slid back, you're not all squashed forward. Again, those knees and hips are lined up, so those knees need to stay there. So you're going to open that arm, you can look with your head, twist and look, opening up, and then coming back in. So keeping those knees and hips, we're going to open, get a big twist down the side, and come in. And again, looking, following that arm with your head as you look. And come in. Those knees and hips should not move, so you get a big twist down your side. So focus on those knees not moving. And come in. Last one. Opening up. And come back in. You can probably go a bit further than me because my wall's in the way. Okay, ready for the side kick series. So bring yourself into your position. Legs long, making sure you've got them towards the front of your mat. Gives you a bit of stability. Just move back a bit. Probably can't see me. It's not very easy to record at home, has to be said. So making sure your body is long. Remember, it's all about pulling those abs in, keeping that length through your body. Hips should be stacked, heels should be stacked. So you want to think about pushing that away. If I was there, I'm going to be pulling that top foot away to really lengthen this body, okay? Hand in front to stabilise you. So lifting that top leg, we're going to do a bit of rotation in that hip joint first. So we're going to twist those toes to the ceiling and in. Twist and in. Twist and in. 3 more. Making sure that top foot's soft. Think about working that inner thigh. Last one. And lower your leg down. Okay, ready for front and back. So lift that leg, hip height. Hip height, remember, not up here. I don't want to see it. I'm imagining it. I know who you are. Hip height. Add your turn out. And we kick, kick, reach to the back, kick to the front, long to the back. Keep that work in the joint. I don't want any rolling around. It won't help your strength. Kick, kick, reach back. Turn out at the front, parallel behind. Kick, kick, reach behind. Last one. And back. Lower your leg down, up and down. Remember again, keep it in this joint. I don't want this side sinking. So you're going to lift it up, twist and reach. Lift, twist and lengthen. It's all about that rotation. Lift, twist, reach it longer. Lift, twist and lengthen. Last one. And we're going to draw small circles now on those heels. See, I've sunk. To correct myself there because I'd sunk in the middle. I've got to push that hip back away. Soft foot, we draw our circles. Brushing that heel. Use that inner thigh. Change direction. And then lift that top leg. Either place it in front of you, pop it onto your ball, or whatever it is you need to rest it on. Making sure you haven't all curled in. Keeping that collarbone wide, reaching your bottom heel away in line with your body. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep reaching long through your crown. Long through your heel. 2 more. Last one. Now circles. Push it off the back of your mat. Use that inner thigh. Make sure that knee isn't moving. It's all about that inner thigh. Change direction. And then bring your top leg down. Okay. Turning around to your other side. See, it's just like being in class this, because if I go the other way around, you won't be able to see me. Which some might say is a good thing. Okay. Ready for your arm openings on this side. So arm long in front, put your towel or your cushion on your arm. You got your sat on your seat, so you've got your 90-degree angles. Arm long in front. So remember, those knees are glued together. They're not moving. So you're going to open up and come in. So I'm just going to shuffle forward. So you might not be able to see me, but you can see how far you can open then. You can open right up and come in. As long as those knees are anchored down on the mat, twist those ribs around. Look with your head and come in. So we've got 3 more. Keeping that arm open wide. Don't let it create anybody. It might want to come over there. I want you to keep it in line with your shoulders. Knees anchored together. Last one. And come in. Good. Ready for your side kick series? Hoping you can still see me. So legs to the front of your mat. Your body is long. Hips are stacked. Imagine me pulling that foot away so your heels are stacked on top of each other. Okay. Hand in front of you. We're going to do our rotation of our hip first. We want to keep these joints strong. So lift your leg hip height. Check yourselves out. Hip height, please. Thank you. Soft foot. Twist. And in. So it's all about this bit twisting. Want all the work in this hip joint. So you're using your inner thighs and your glutes to twist those toes to the ceiling. Work in that joint. 2 more. Last one. And lower your leg down for a moment. Okay, so remembering that twist for front and back as we turn out at the front and we go straight behind. Just means you can move a bit further. So hip height, soft foot, relax your foot, give it a shake. As you turn out, we go kick, kick, long behind. Kick to the front, lengthen back. Keeping that leg on a shelf. Kick, kick, reach behind. Turn it out, straight back. Scooping in, hips stay still. Kick, kick, reach it back. 2 more. Keeping that work in the joint. And back, lower your leg. Down, up and down. So again, remember, working in the joint, keeping this long. We're going to lift, twist, and reach. Lift, twist, and lengthen. Make sure your heels meet each time. Lift, twist, reach. Last one. And lower it down. Ready for circles. So soft foot with your turnout. Heels brushing each time. Use that inner thigh. And change direction. And then lift that top leg, place it in front of you. Reaching that bottom leg away. So again, check whether you're resting on a ball or whether you've got your hand through. I still want to try those hips stacked. Don't want too much rolling forward if possible. So whatever you're resting on, make sure it's high enough that your hips are still stacked. Okay, reaching your bottom leg behind. The collarbones wide, shoulders down. We're going to reach through that heel and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep long through your crown. Keep long through your heels. 2 more. Last one, and then we're going to do 4 circles in each direction. Use that inner thigh. Push it off the mat. Change direction. And then bring that top leg down. Have a big breath. It's time to go for a swim. I know you love it so much. Okay, rolling onto your fronts. So, hips stay anchored on the mat. So none of this, okay? You've just been making a splash and making a scene in the pool, okay? So I want your hips really still and your shoulders really still. Scoop your belly off the mat, push your tail away. Lift your head just out of the water, not up there. It's making creases again. I know you don't iron your neck, but no creases, remember. So just lift it just out. Lift one arm and the opposite leg, stretch it away. And change. And change. Reach it longer with each stroke. Stretching out. Pulling those abs off the mat. Supporting your spine. 1 more each side. Lower yourself down. Sit back on your heels, have a stretch. And then set yourselves up for mermaid. Okay, so you know yourself whether you want to sit yourself on a block, whether you need your legs wide. If you need to do it in standing, please feel free to stand up. Ideally, your legs should be completely stacked. Mine can't be, I end up all twisted. So it's always something to aim for. But sitting up, the most important thing is I want length through both sides of your body. Hand to your ankles, other arm reaches long. Palm faces the same way as your feet. Big breath in, stretch up and over. Through the centre. Elbow down, stretch your hip away from your fingers. Use your abs to lift you up, stretching over. Through the centre. Elbow down, reach it long. Abs lifting you up, lengthening up and over. Through the centre. Elbow down, reaching your side long. Scooping up, curl your arm around your head, looking at your belly, have a stretch. And then you can either swing your legs around, or I do love my rainbow, to the other side. So settle yourself on your block. Get your legs in the right position. Give yourself a moment to have a little fidget. I know what you're all like. long through both sides, hand to your ankle. So it's all about the length again. We're lifting these ribs up and over. So arm to your ear. Big breath in as you stretch up and over. Through the center. Elbow down and reach. Abs lifting up as you stretch up and over. Through the center. Elbow down, reach that side long. Lifting up, stretching up and over. Through the center. Elbow down, push your hips away from your fingers. Scooping up with your abs, curl your arm around your head, looking, pull those abs back, have a stretch. And uncurl yourself. Swing yourself around to the front of your mat for seal. Say a prayer. You're nearly there. Dive your hands through. Take hold of your feet. Okay. So, you want to be holding your feet. Long spine, no squashed. Okay, lengthen that spine, looking at your belly. You've got to watch your belly. If your head goes back at all, a lot of you know 1 inch difference in your head is the difference between success and failure. So I'm not there to watch you. I want you to really think about just looking in at your belly. Don't move your head at all. The movement starts by tucking that tail from your abs, and you want to keep that head in. If you take it back with you, you won't come back up. Okay, so looking in, scooping in, clap 3 times. Keep looking in, roll back, keep that head in, and come up. Don't have to clap overhead. If you want a challenge, you can. So you can just clap at the front. Remember, only as far as your shoulders. Don't go onto your head. Keep looking in. 2 more. Last one. And then carefully bring yourselves up into standing. Okay. So we've got one more nice little twisting standing move. We'll have a go, see how much of me you can see. Okay, so I want you to stand with your feet wide. They're a little bit wider than your shoulders, okay? And your feet are turned out, so they're like in a really wide Pilates stance. Okay, so you can be pulling those heels together, wrapping your seat. Okay, take a little bend in the knees. It's not a squat, I don't want you leaning forward, so it's a bend in your knees, keeping your body tall. Arms both come over to one side. And then you're going to twist. Looking up to the stars. Twist around, look up. And come back in. Twisting those ribs around. Opening that chest, looking up. And come in. Try and keep those legs bent if you can. Twist around, opening up. And coming in. Stand up, give those legs a little shake out before we do the other side. And again, so pulling those heels in, sitting down. So your knees are bent, but you're still tall. Arms to the other side. We lift and look to the stars. And come around. Open that chest, twist around and look. And come in. Last one. And come in, shake those legs out. And then bring those heels together. Standing tall, so you're lifting your arches, squeezing your heels, engaging those glutes. Scooping your belly in, shoulders down, crown to the ceiling. Bringing your weight onto the balls of your feet. Take a big breath in, lift up onto your toes. Breathe out, lower with control. Breathing in, stretch up. Breathe out, press and lower down. Last one, big breath in. Leave your head on the ceiling, lengthening your spine, pushing those heels away from your crown. And stand tall. Thank you very much, everyone. If you've got any questions, as I say, give me a shout. Hopefully this has been a nice little workout for you. Fingers crossed. I'll see you all soon. Thanks, bye.